to recap the first 4 days of training camp. And Mike, we'll start with you. Who has been the best player on the field for the Patriots through 4 days?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that it's Kayshon Boutte, right? He's been out.
Would we all agree? Let's just start here. We all agree Kayshon Boutte, best player?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been awesome, and I think it's been very exciting to see, but also surprising because of just how the last couple of months have gone for him, right? We didn't know if he was still going to be here. The A.J. Brown trade happens, and all of a sudden he shows up at minicamp, comes out there, he's playing alongside Brown. He doesn't participate with the first-team offense that final day of minicamp, but has come out here and shined and been, the deep ball presence that he was for Drake May all of last season. So they haven't missed a beat. The chemistry is right there. And especially when you look at, and I know we'll get into it a little bit further, but the lack of chemistry between Drake May and Romeo Doubs and Drake May and A.J. Brown, it's clear that he trusts Kayshon Boutte to go make plays. And that's been the one, I guess, positive really of this offense so far, is just that downfield presence of the offense. And it's because of Kayshon Boutte.
I would slightly push back on Kayshon Boutte being good, like with the situation around him, because honestly, the past 3 years, that's been the story with Kayshon Boutte. Yeah. There's always some reason why he's probably going to get pushed off the roster, and I don't know that anybody has so consistently
he shows up,
completely outplayed expectations and dominated and really played the top of his game when faith in him may have been in its lowest. Now, not everybody. I know you Kayshon Boutte truthers out there have been consistent in your praise for him, but it's just very cool to see that, when you do count him out, and even though there's a lot of veterans, it's not like we're talking about young players that can maybe jump him. These are guys that have more established track records in the league, and even still, Kayshon continues to get better.
Brian.
And we knew he can make plays down the field, and we've seen him grow that relationship and chemistry with Drake May. I think some of the more encouraging things is like he's sharing the field with A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs, right? When you ask, like, what role does he still have on this offense? And today, Barth, we've talked about this, like the first 2 days he makes some highlight plays, but that was really his only catch. Right?
Yeah.
And you talk, is the volume there in the offense for him? Today, he makes the highlight reel catch, but he got on the board again from Drake. He had a couple catches from Tommy DeVito, too. So you saw some more volume out of Kayshon Boutte as well today.
And that's just, look, the reason I think that people second-guessed him in the past was, and this was part of the difference as we got in the second half of camp last year, he would have a great play or two, but then you wouldn't hear from him for like 3 days.
Right.
And he's had basically the catch, I'll say all 3 days. One of the days was a walkthrough, so you throw that out, right? He's had basically the catch of the day all 3 days. He's got the majority of Drake May's big-time completions. He had a few more today. Nice one. Hunter Henry hit Ramondre Stevenson over the top as well. But
Boutte on a dig as well between zone.
Well, but that was Kayshon Boutte. I was saying, like, he had a couple other today, but it's mostly been Kayshon Boutte. There's a consistency there. Like, I would even say, I think a lot of people maybe want to take the victory lap of, see, I told you he's good. See, I told you he'd be a player and he'd keep his roster spot. I would argue that's underselling it. I think he's having the best camp and look, it's 4 days. This is the best he's ever looked in any training camp, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's gone to another level here with this. And you mentioned the usage and how's he going to play it, him getting on the field with A.J. Brown, with Romeo Doubs. And I'll add to that, too, because he's kind of been in the slot there, and that's new for him. The other guy that people are pushing off the roster is Pop Douglas. He's been right there as well. Yeah. Those are their top 4 receivers. Now, maybe Mac Hollins is getting some veteran rest, and he'll be more of a factor than is showing. But that's their top group. So you have those 4. You have Hollins, who I don't think is going anywhere because of the uniqueness of what he brings with his size as a blocker, and he has the chemistry with Drake May. We got a long way to go. But there's going to be hard decisions to be made at receiver because is Kyle Williams going to get cut after a year, after being a top 100 pick? Are they ready to give up on Efton Chisholm? Does this all end in Boutte's getting his trade value up and they get something significant for him and move him? Like, this isn't, me and Brian were saying this yesterday. Remember trying to work Christian Wilkerson onto the roster?
I was going to say, this is such a good
call
call.
Right.
It was a competition does not imply overflow of talent. It just implies that all the talent is equal. This is a competition where the talent is also good. So, I guess where are you guys at with Kyle Williams, with Efton Chisholm? Like, who is, I don't want to say let's do a roster projection before the pads come on, but we got to recalibrate now. And where do you go if we assume Kayshon Boutte is a roster lock?
I think it's tough to get rid of Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm when you know you have multiple players in the last year of their deals. You got Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte, and Demario Douglas are all set to be free agents next offseason. I don't think it's responsible to move on from Kyle Williams. One, was just an offseason award winner, and I understand he hasn't been as involved with the top offense. Maybe the production hasn't been there the way we hoped, but you understand because he's buried behind 5 veterans. And Efton Chisholm has also gotten his opportunities. With that second team, he is always one of the most consistent guys when it comes to the depth quarterbacks feel comfortable throwing to. So I think it's still smart to, yes, maybe your wide receiver room is stacked. There's worse problems than
So there are, but they're going to have to figure it out. I will say with Chisholm, and maybe what helps him, like he's a slot guy and Pop's a slot guy. And so if they want somebody in that role, moving on from Chisholm to keep Boutte, well, now you're really thin in the slot. And now maybe you need another player somewhere else. To the offseason award winner thing, I don't want to like pick on Kyle Williams or anything. I really don't put a lot of stock into that. We did this yesterday. Brian, I just heard you laugh. Do you know who their offseason award winners were last year? It's a mixed bag.
No.
There's some good, there's some bad.
It was,
No, it's Pop Douglas,
Kyrus Tonga.
Kyrus Tonga, and we did not know Kyrus Tonga was going to be a guy. Truman Jones, and
Golden Child
and
Jones.
And
Cole Strange.
Shout out Cole.
Okay.
so, like,
It was like
But at least
2 out of 4.
again, mixed bag.
Yeah.
But
And good work in the offseason. I hate to say it because you need it. Like, working out and getting your body right doesn't always translate to, being on the field.
you're not winning a roster
Yeah,
spot in
right.
April.
You're showing your commitment
Right.
to the team, which is obviously good, but
Again, that's not to knock him, but I just see people saying, like,
I do think the praise for Kyle, though, has gone beyond that. Like, this dates back to
Sure.
Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel at the Combine. Like, anytime they have spoken about him, they do seem genuinely excited. Todd Downing in that same bucket. So there does seem to be, like, they like him. They like Efton Chisholm in the building. It's just, there's so many guys in front of them to get those opportunities.
That's where I'm at. And the offseason award winner, the way I see it is like who's doing what they're supposed to be doing consistently and at least setting some kind of standard for Kyle, because there hasn't been a lot of production. And yes, we've heard the comments, but I mean, it is nice to at least know that, like, all the speculation over whether he is going to get cut, which I think is just kind of silly at this juncture. At least we know maybe he's not getting those reps, but what they expect him to do, he's doing it at a level that I think is notable. And I mean, I do think that's
it's not that he's not getting the reps because he's in the doghouse,
Right,
basically, which is the big
which
thing.
I feel like some people think is the case, and I don't think that's even close.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
as you guys know, this episode and every episode of Patriots Daily and Patriots Beat is powered by our friends over at Prize Picks. The scorching hot summer of sports, and you can make all of your picks on Prize Picks. The WNBA and baseball are heating up, and with big tennis slams and major golf tournaments on the horizon, there's no better place for all of your summer sports picks than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. WNBA continues on this summer after the All-Star break last weekend, and Prize Picks is helping me get in on all of the WNBA action. New rookie in Minnesota, Olivia Miles, is killing it up there for the Lynx. And you compare her stats with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Angel Reese, everybody in the W. So make sure you do that right now. And all you got to do is download the app today and use code CLNS and get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups when you win, if you win, your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app.
We've been big picture, but we have to focus on today because this show is half Patriots Beat. We got to do plugger of the day. So just today's practice on Tuesday, day 4. Brian, you get to go first. Who was your, because it's a Patriots Beat thing. Who was your plugger of the day? And for those who don't know, only watch crossovers, this is essentially a player of the day thing. It's a goofy bit that my friends basically goaded me into doing on the show. Shout out Camp Maplewood in Easton, I think. Who is your plugger of the day?
You don't know where your friend, you don't know where he lived?
I can't remember if the camp is Easton, Canton, or Stoughton. It's one of
What's
those.
his address?
No, the camp. The camp. Maplewood.
I'll take the easy one to start off. I'll go Kayshon Boutte.
Okay.
Third competitive practice, third day with the highlight play. And then as we talked about earlier, the volume too. So I'll go Kayshon Boutte, which I think is his second of the year.
Yeah, and I'll just say this. I'll give him his third. What? No, I'm putting him in. I got to remember to put him on my list. He was unbelievable today. He just was, like, multiple highlight catches. He was really good again. He's been the best player in camp so far. I'm going to go Kayshon Boutte. Taylor, who's the best player today?
I don't care if I'm repetitive. It's Kayshon Boutte. He had the touchdown. He had the dig route between defenders, and he caught 2 deep outs and got some good separation while we're working with Tommy DeVito. Most consistent presence on the field.
Mike.
I guess Kayshon's my answer, but I'll also throw Gonzalez in the mix. He still comes here. He shows up. He answers questions about Robert Kraft's comments, but he still takes the high road, says that he just wants to keep it in-house and he wants to be here. So Gonzo's doing all the right things here. So
So what name goes on the official document?
I'll put you down for Gonzalez because he said that before the show too. So three. So Boutte now
A
is
big vote for Gonzo because he now has 3.
right.
total, and
3.
Boutte
Boutte is 4. Tanner Arkin has 1. Brady Swinson has 1.
Sorry.
And then what were the others? Or is that it?
Well, it was Boutte with 1, but now he's got 4.
Yeah.
And
I think we're missing one day, right?
Swinson, Arkin,
Swinson, Arkin. That might be it.
Boutte gave him yesterday on the walkthrough.
Oh, Craig Woodson.
Oh, Craig Woodson has one
Woodson
for
has
his
one,
interception.
yes.
That's the other one. So that is the list. Well, if you guys don't remember, Drake May was the plugger of the summer last year. We added it all up, and wouldn't you know, we were right. Like, he ended up having this unbelievable year. So maybe you mean something. And I'll tell you, if he keeps playing like this, it's going to bear out 2 years in a row.
Drake won last summer with 6. Kayshon's already at 4, and we're 4 days into camp, so he might be coming for a PR too.
Yeah, something like that. We'll see. We'll have plenty more on Patriots Beat, which is obviously every day after practice, except for these crossovers. And then Mike and Taylor daily as well on Patriots Daily. You can check them out. You can check it all out on the Patriots Press Pass YouTube channel.